Now, electric scooters these days are so much more than about fuel cost savings. They're about range, they're about looks, they're about features, and that all important question: can they replace your everyday petrol scooter? Now, TVS has a very good handle on making two-wheelers. Just look at the Jupiter or even the iQube, which is doing very well when it comes to sales. So, why does this exist? What is the point of the Orbiter? And well, that's what we're here to find out at TVS's Hosur plant. My name is Abhinav, you're watching Auto Today, and this is our review of the TVS Orbiter. I'm going to quickly run you through all the cycle parts and its most important features. So it gets a 14-inch wheel at the front, no disc brake, only drums, telescopic front fork. Now at the front you've got this DRL which doubles up as a turn indicator. You've got an LED light here and a fly screen or a windscreen right here. Now first and foremost, you've got a 650 watt charger. 0 to 80 takes about 4.5 hours if I'm not wrong. Now you come up here, you've got the switch for the modes. Two of them, Eco and City. Got the starter button here right in the switch gear and a reverse and forward mode. Now you've got a 5.5 colored LCD. You've seen it on other TVS's and it's not bad. Again, you come around this side and you've got the all important cruise control. Now you've got a two-step mode on the cruise control, one to set it and one to confirm. This has been done primarily for safety. Now again, you've got the horn, you've got the pass bar switch here, and of course the fly screen that I mentioned. The side view mirrors I think come from the iQube if I'm not wrong, and well, they look all right. Now down here you've got a pocket to store stuff. You've got a type A charger for your phone and a hook here for your luggage, which has a capacity of 3 kilograms. Now the floorboard is 290 mm if I'm not wrong, spacious enough, and the reason why it might seem a little short for you is because the 3.1 kilowatt hour battery pack sits here. It's good for a range of 158 kilometers IDC, and then again we come to the long seat, which is 845 mm. The ground clearance is a healthy 165 mm and the seat height is a fairly good 763 mm. Now the all important thing with most scooters, you've got 34 liters of under seat storage. It isn't very deep. You can store 2 half-face helmets right here. Now around the rear we've got that same DRL looking light here which doubles up as turn indicators, and you've got a wheel mounted or hub mounted motor which is good for power delivery of 2.5 kilowatt, and the torque that TVS tells us is about 140 Nm at the wheel if I'm not wrong. Now the drum brakes at both sides, I think there are 130 mm units on each, and you've got combined braking system as a result of that. Now when it comes to design, this gives very Ather Rizta vibes. I don't know if you'll agree, but that necessarily isn't a bad thing. TVS's idea with the design is to keep it for the young urbanite, to keep it sexy, to keep it funky, to keep it cool, and I think it kind of succeeds in that. You've got I think 5 to 6 color options, and well, why don't you tell me what do you think of the design on the Orbiter? Do you like it? Do you not like it? We'll wait for your thoughts in the comment section below. But now it's time to go out on the track and ride. Now the first thing I'm going to talk about is performance from that BLDC motor that I mentioned earlier. It's very smooth, it's very easygoing, but it isn't a lot. It's meant to keep you in the city, and well, as the name suggests, it will keep you in the city orbit. It's meant for someone who is a little younger in age, or in my opinion someone who's a lot older, who doesn't want jerks in the acceleration, who wants something linear, wants something that's easygoing, and in that sense the Orbiter does its job well. Now in eco mode the top speed is 45 kmph, while in city mode it's 68 kmph, so it makes its intentions very, very clear. This is a scooter that you're going to ride in the city from point A to point B, and well, looking good while you're doing it. That's the idea that TVS has. Now putting a cruise control in there, a lot of people will argue that it's not needed, but it's there whenever you need it. It's a two-step process like I explained earlier, and well, kudos to TVS for supplying a feature that most brands are coming out with. Now let's talk about braking. Now this is slightly controversial because given the price, this should have had a disc in the front. It has a 14-inch wheel in the front, 12-inch wheel at the back, both drums, and well, performance isn't bad. I tried braking a couple of times on the track, it did fairly well, and I think for most city duties, it should be absolutely fine. You get a combined braking system again that helps with that as well. Bear in mind that this is a controlled environment. The roads are extremely smooth, and well, commenting on how it will react in the city is very difficult. But TVS did set up a few, obstacles for us here and there just to see. And I would describe the suspension setup from that steel tube frame chassis is slightly on the softer side. It feels plush. It feels something like you could ride on all day and it wouldn't make you uncomfortable. I'm talking about in the city, not out on the highway. Now, handling is again very city tuned. Now, bear in mind that the battery sits here. Most of the weight is back here, the motor, the battery. So the front end feels very light and thus is very maneuverable. But when you are traveling at higher speeds, that lightness at the front can be felt a little bit, can be slightly unnerving. I wouldn't call it dangerous or anything. It's just a different form of riding. Now, also aiding that handling aspect is the 112 kg curb weight, and this does feel quite nimble and light on its feet. Now, in terms of ergonomics, you've got a nice flat handlebar, you sit upright, and the view is quite good as well. The floorboard space isn't a lot, but it's just enough. Overall, I'd say this is meant for the city. It's supposed to be a scooter that's a good looking scooter that appeals to younger people who already, like TVS describes it, already have a premium motorcycle or a car, and this is their secondary two-wheeler, or for people who are first-time buyers and will basically learn to ride on this. Now, the Orbiter also gets a hill hold assist. Basically, you come up to a gradient, you put the brakes on, and when you move off, it will stay stationary and you can move off more easily. So, how does it all come together? What's the Orbiter really like? If you live for speed and performance, well, then this isn't the scooter for you. But if you're looking for something that's easygoing, that's fairly practical, good looking, and decently equipped, well, this one makes a lot of sense. Now, just under a lakh, Orbiter proves that sensible EVs don't necessarily need to be boring, at least in the way they look. Don't forget, this also gets TVS's Smart X Connect, which basically gives you OT updates, crash or fall alerts, call alerts, turn-by-turn navigation, you name it, it has it. Now, we want to spend a little more time to tell you exactly who this is for, but I have a feeling that the sales figures should do that for us. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, ride safe and take care.